Ooh, baby, these cards are cool.
Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is AlintheaYoh coming at you with a card discussion or double card discussion today about two new ritual generic cards that came out for the OCG in the set. What is the set? It came out in the Cybernetic Horizon. It was leaked in the Cybernetic Horizon. And they are the Deviritual cards, and that are basically plants, which is a plant and a pyro. So we'll jump straight into it and you can see what they are. So first up we have Deviritual Talismander, which is a level 6 dark plant effect monster with 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use either of this card's name's first or second effect per turn and only once per turn. You can reveal one ritual monster from your hand, special summon this card from your hand, and one Deviritual monster accept itself from the deck. If this card is special summoned from the deck, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. And then next up we have Deviritual Candle, which is a level 4 light pyro, 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the first or second effect once per turn and only once per turn. And it's basically the same. If you can reveal one ritual spell card from your hand, special summon this card from your hand, then one Deviritual monster accepts itself from the deck. If this card is special summoned from the deck, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So let's talk about these cards in depth because I think they are really, really, really cool. So we'll talk about the possible confusing text that these have, just to break it down a little bit, and we'll just talk about Talismander as an example. So it basically has 3 effects: the reveal, the special summon, and then the cannot special summon. The last bit's a bit of a condition. The wording says that you can only activate either the first effect or the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So if you do special reveal a ritual monster, and special summon it, you can't then activate its second effect to say, then I will search. The whole idea is you use Talismander to get to Candle, or Candle to get to Talismander. So if you have, for example, Talismander in your hand, you reveal a ritual monster, then you special summon it, activate its effect, special summon Candle from the deck to the field. Then Candle's effect kicks in because it hasn't, you haven't activated its first effect, but you can activate its second effect because it's been special summoned from the deck. Then you can add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. That is basically how it works. It is a little bit weird and confusing. I think just the translation is a little bit off, but that's basically how it works. So once we're now around that, let's get excited. This is generic ritual support. And when I say generic ritual support, it's good generic ritual support. Why is it good generic ritual support? Well, you can special summon it by just revealing either a spell card, a ritual spell card if you have Candle in your hand, or you can special summon Talismander from your hand if you have a ritual monster. If you resolve that, you haven't even committed to the board really, you haven't even summoned or anything. Not only do you get 2 monsters on your side of the field that equal a level of 10, you have a 6 and a 4, you have level 10 right there. You've also net gains because you've either got a ritual monster in your hand if you special summon Talismander, or if you special summoned Candle, you have a ritual spell card. The nice idea with this is that because you are, whichever you reveal, you're getting the other counterpart. Because if you've got that ritual monster in your hand and you're summoning Talismander from your hand, that means you're getting a spell card from your deck to your hands because you've just brought out Candle. And that means you then have the monsters on your side of the field to actually tribute for it. It's absolutely insane. I actually think this kind of half replaces a lot of support cards the generic support cards that are out there for the rituals right now. Manju is kind of a strange one now because you have a level 4 light that, while it's a pyro, it's kind of replacing it slightly in the fact that you don't have to special summon. You don't have to normal summon for them, you can special summon into them. It means that you can preciously use your normal summon for other cards that might be themed in that ritual's archetype. So if we just look, for example, at Herald of Perfection, for example, this is the first one that I thought of. I'm looking straight away at these, and yes, they aren't fairies, it's a plant and it's a pyro. But it's a level 6. It's a level 6, and straight away that's a Herald of Perfection cost done. nicely with that as well is that because of Dawn of the Herald's effect, if you're obviously going to be using Dawn of the Herald, the ritual card, you're just going to add Talismander back to your hand, which is pretty insane. You're recurring your own monsters. So I really like that. That really fits in well with Herald of Perfection, and I'm definitely going to be trying that one out. But if we want to just look at the future possibilities that are coming out, this set's coming out in the same set that the Demise King of Armageddon stuff is really coming out as well. And both of those boss monsters are level 4s and level 10. So the boss monster is basically level 10. This adds up to level 10. If we want to use, for example, the little babies, they're level 4s. Here's a level 4 right here as well. The nice thing is that if you don't have the field spell that reveals and makes a ritual monster on your side of the field equal to the level of reveal monster, you have this. Interestingly, the way that this combos off is that you summon one of these, then get the other one back from the deck to the field. Then you will most likely add up those two rituals in your hand. Then you will most likely have a ritual spell and a ritual monster in your hand. If you have just the level 4 babies, then you can use the level 4 to go into that, activate its effect, and then you can go into the big guys by using the baby and the level 6 here, the Talismander. It's really nice. I actually really think that these are potentially some of the best, and I mean best, kind of generic support cards that have come out. Arguably, it's better than pre-preparation rites because you can search anything. The fact that you can't special summon from the extra deck, I kind of like. It curbs the amount of things that you could potentially do or that people could potentially do. And the reason for that is that if you have a ritual deck, you really shouldn't be looking at the extra deck anyway. The extra deck is a fallback. And if you have anything more than that, then it's just a bit of a spam deck that doesn't really achieve the goal of what you're meant to be doing. It's also really nice as well because it just means that some of those generic ritual decks that, you know, sometimes did have problems recurring, did have problems putting out summons on board, it means that you have those amazing levels right there. 10 levels on the field is pretty ridiculous, and also the fact that one of them's level 4 is really, really nice. While I know level 4 is good, you can't use it for the extra deck cards, which is a bit of a shame, but at the same time, as I said, it does curb the amount of stuff you can do. The whole point of these is to ritual summon. It does mean that you can potentially free up further plays with using just these as your ritual cards or your ritual materials and then moving on from there. The fact it states you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, I think just basically means when these cards are face up on the field. I think the fact that it says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck is only when they're on the field. It doesn't say you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck during that turn, or you can't do it at all for the rest of the duel or whatever. I think it's just while they're on the field, but the whole point is you're probably not going to have them on the field for very long. It does mean that it isn't just like a free link 2. That would be pretty ridiculous because even that would just be like cool generic ritual link stuff that, you know, you could possibly potentially go into, but I don't think that's really going to happen very often. The whole goal of decks and the whole goal of reason to use these is to ritual summon, and it honestly opens up a lot of cool plays. There's a fair amount of interesting potential with these as well. Like, for example, you can use a Talismander with Lone Fire Blossom, which is a pretty spicy, getting Lone Fire out, getting the search because it is being special summoned from the extra deck. From the deck, it's pretty cool. I really do like them. I think that just in general, it gives a lot of potential support to older ritual decks. I think it's just something that is nice to see. I've called out for the longest time for stuff like this. Just generic ritual support that is good, is at the standard of 2018 or the current meta, that can withstand the power of time and the power creep that is in this game. And I think this is a nice way of doing it. I think Konami have done very, very well with these cards. I'm very happy with them. And it's just really exciting to be able to get hold of them. I know they're quite far away, but it's exciting. It's really cool. I like it. I can't wait to see if there are any more Deviritual cards, and possibly there might even be some Deviritual boss monsters. Who knows? But if it's generic ritual support like this, gimme, gimme. So I want to know what you guys think of the Deviritual archetype and the 2 cards that we've got now. Do you think that they will potentially unlock a lot of ritual decks, and do you think we'll be seeing more of them? Or do you think it's just still too little too late? We need a lot more. So as I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.